Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Leonard, and I'm one of the co-founders of Peak. And the next 20 minutes, we're going to speak about why blockchain has the ultimate purpose and finds its ultimate product market fit in becoming the computer of the machine economy. The machine economy is probably a new term for many of you in that combination. All of you know what a machine is and what an economy is. And just since OpenAI released ChatGPT, we've entered the most transformative time humanity has ever been in. AI is accelerating at a rapid pace, and also robotics is picking up pace everywhere. You can see humanoid companies bringing new humanoids to market, and they get better and better and crazier. And just 2 days ago, Tesla released the first city with Austin where self-driving cars being made available in the robotaxi service. So this is no future anymore where autonomous machines and robots are actually becoming economic, autonomous agents. This is happening right now. We can see that the sales of autonomous vehicles are predicted to exceed 4 trillion until 2032. This is absolutely crazy. Right now it's around 250, 300 billion. So the amount of autonomous vehicles entering the market in 7 years is tremendous. And we also see humanoid sales to be predicted to reach almost 120 billion until 2032. So there's no doubt that autonomous machines are entering our markets and societies at a rapid pace in the next 10 years. And with that, and what I said earlier, we are in the most transformative time humanity has ever seen, because as of now, we're transitioning from a time where humans have done all the work to a time where machines will be doing almost all of the work. So any good and service at some point will be produced by machines. And of course, we're getting more and more productive. But what that means for society and how that transforms society is something we're going to touch on in a bit later again. The good news for our industry is that machines in the machine economy, they will go on chain. The machine economy is not going to happen in Web 2, because if a machine exists on a Web 2 platform, it exists only in one closed system, an ecosystem. We're in the US, and in the US we love open free markets. And the blockchain is the epitome of an open free market. Machines gonna be trading goods and services in real time with each other, and that will happen on chain 24/7, 365 days per year. Web 2 is inherently not designed to power machine economy, because a machine needs to be able to compose itself between all kinds of different applications, and that is simply not possible with current Web 2 systems. But machines need more than just a blockchain. Machines need trust infrastructure. And today, general purpose blockchains are not designed to power that trust infrastructure. In general purpose blockchains, you have functionalities such as identity, time, accountability on a smart contract level. And on that smart contract level, those are individual implementations. They don't follow standards. There are, let's say there are 1,000 different machine economy applications on a general purpose chain. They have 1,000 different implementations, and they would need to update each contract. So you have a fragmented trust system when it comes to that implementation. Machines need a blockchain that's purposefully designed and architected to power that trust infrastructure. Because the standards, we call them trust primitives, they cannot be on the smart contract level. They need to be part of the runtime of the blockchain itself. They need to be universal so that the state of the blockchain is ensuring that the standard is kept and enforced all the time. And then, of course, builders can come and build custom applications, EVM applications on top of that. But you have the trust fabric, which makes sure that every peer-to-peer interaction and transaction follows certain standards. I was in Paris 2 weeks ago, and there was a panel where an investor from a bigger fund said he doesn't care about decentralization. And I get it. For many, it has become an ideology which is not practical, because in the end we care about things working and things making money. But in the context of the machine economy, trust is a prerequisite. Censorship resistance is a prerequisite. If we're trading meme coins and we do perps and all of that with meme coins, you don't need censorship resistance. It's fine, right? As long as we're in the space of the casino. But as we're moving to humanity scale critical infrastructure, where there will be trillions of value exchanged, and where there are real machines in the real world that have a real impact on their environment if they misbehave or if something goes wrong, trust in the system is a prerequisite, and censorship resistance is a prerequisite for trust. How we're solving scalability and trust, we will publish very soon in a paper that we call the Purple Paper, and go into detail on how we combine those trade-offs. When we talk about applications of the machine economy, most of you probably have heard about DePIN, standing for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks. And DePINs have two main contributions to the machine economy. One, they're actually onboarding the devices and machines. So through different use cases, such as a decentralized energy DePIN, which is onboarding energy assets and incentivizing people to onboard their energy assets at home, those energy assets become economic nodes and agents in the system. And at some point, they will start to cross-pollinate between different applications. So a solar panel connected will also be able to sell energy to a charging station that was onboarded by a different DePIN. So DePINs are funneling through different use cases, all those devices and machines on chain. That's one part. And the other part is that DePINs are actually creating critical infrastructure for the machine economy to emerge. Humanoids, cars, drones, being in our cities, walking, driving, and flying, they need a lot of data and they need a lot of infrastructure. And DePINs are far more effective and superior in collecting that data and crowdsourcing it. We need accurate data of what is happening in smart cities in real time, all the time, for an effective machine economy to emerge, for all those machines to coordinate and move throughout. So data collection is a major use case that is creating infrastructure for DePINs. Related to that is spatial awareness, that machines know what's happening where and how to navigate. DePINs are much better than any centralized provider, especially thinking globally. That expands to connectivity, storage, compute, energy, of course. All of those goods and services are much, much easier to crowdsource and much more available through DePINs. And DePINs create the necessary infrastructure for a full-blown autonomous machine economy. And of course, an economy also has financial applications. There's one financial application which we call machine RWAs, or tokenized machines. For the first time now, it's possible that people and companies can crowdsource capital to own and earn from revenue-generating machines. Some of them cost hundreds of thousands or even millions, and can crowdsource that capital. And the revenue those machines are generating is streamed on-chain. It's programmable. And now you can use those tokens to, like the stake in the machine you have, to have a new form of collateral, for example, and borrowing and lending protocols. Or you can trade your share on the machine, so the machine becomes liquid. This is essentially creating a new asset class, because we've never had the possibility to own a direct stake in an actual revenue-generating machine. That always just happened by a proxy through having a stake in a company that owns those machines. So we have a liquid machine economy emerging. And when we go back to the slide initially, where 4 trillion worth of autonomous cars are being sold in 2032, if just 10% of that ends up on chain, like, you can do the math, how much value will come on chain, how much TVL will come on chain through tokenized revenue generating machines. And as I said in the introduction, we're living in weird times where I feel like a lot of what I talked about is still futuristic, but at the same time it's not, because the technology is just advancing at such a rapid pace at the moment, especially AI and robotics. And everything I just talked about, we're actually deploying and implementing already. Just a couple of weeks ago, we launched the world's first machine economy free zone in the UAE, where we are doing large-scale smart city deployments and really bringing everything that I just talked about to life. And it will not be far from now where you have a car that's offering a ride-sharing service and then going to a charging station and paying that charging station for the energy peer-to-peer. And then you might have a delivery robot stopping by and delivering some food to the person that booked the ride-sharing service. This is not far from now, because the technology is there. It just needs the infrastructure, and it needs the machines to come on chain, which is happening now through Deepens and the Deepen model. And on that slide, I also want to talk about not only why putting the machine economy on chain is the rational thing to happen. Like, it's economically far superior. It will happen because of the reasons I gave earlier, but it's also the right thing to do. And the reason for that is automation is picking up at a rapid pace. As I said earlier, most people will lose their jobs in 10 years from now, latest. And by democratizing access to participating in the machine economy, we create a better society and future where everyone can co-own and earn from revenue-generating machines. Everyone can provide infrastructure through Deepens, for example, for those machines to operate in the real world. So we're democratizing access to the way we like to call it, the age of automation. And it's beautiful that the rational thing to happen and the right thing to do are going hand in hand here. And yeah, last but not least, we're happy to share that Peak is also finally coming to the US. The US has the machines. Now it also has the machine economy. And yeah, Peak will be listed on Kraken next week. Thank you everyone for joining and listening. And yeah, wishing all of you a great day.